Hello and welcome to Jump the Queue, which is our fun and informative podcast that really helps you with planning, booking, and most of all, enjoying your Orlando theme park holidays. I'm Sarah.
I'm Sammie.
And we both work at attractiontickets.com, the UK's #1 Orlando attraction ticket experts. But we're not just theme park experts, we're real experts. And on today's episode, we are going to be looking at how to have the best time in Orlando without losing your mind. Kind of survival guide, if you will. But Sammie, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, well, you know what it's like? It's post-Christmas now, isn't it? So Christmas has gone, New Year's have gone, all the kids have gone back to school, and it's cold. That's it. It's cold. That's all I can tell you, Sarah. It's freezing. We spent weeks now with this cold weather, haven't we? And I need some sunshine. I don't know about you, but I need that Florida sunshine.
I need some sunshine. I am sporting my winter-themed ears today in honour of the cold. But anyway, let's get on with our first game of the day, Sammie. Shall we start in the new year with a new game? So this one is more of a would you rather kind of scenarios. You know, would you rather have feet for fingers or fingers for feet? That kind of vibe. But with an Orlando spin, obviously. So we're going to run through some different scenarios, and we're going to ask you, would you rather? So Sammie, would you rather spend a full day in the theme parks with 3 young children or 3 elderly citizens?
Wow, that's an interesting question. Actually, on my last holiday, I did it all in one go. So we had the children, we had teenagers, we had the young adults, and we had the elderly ones. So yeah, so I've done it all. But the elderly ones, I will say, they're a bit slower. You can slow the pace down a little bit. You can get the seats, get some benches, just slow that down. I can work around mobility, Sarah. I'm not sure I can work around meltdowns at 3 p.m. when the parade's about to start. So I'm going with elderly.
You see, that would just be me having a meltdown at 3 p.m. when the parade's about to start and I can't see. Regardless of age, that would be me having a meltdown. So I don't know. I think with this one, it depends how the children are behaving.
It does. It really does. Listen, Disney World with small kids, right? Dreams come true. But your patience can disappear. And snacks just become legal currency, don't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which kind of does lead me into my next would you rather. So would you rather deal with a crying toddler in the stroller all in front of you? Or would you rather spend the whole day constantly getting lost trying to navigate the parks?
Well, I'm hoping that we wouldn't get lost because we know these parks so well now. So I'm hoping that we wouldn't get lost. However, it's good when you get lost. That leads to aircon, newer snacks. I'm all about the food, Sarah. I don't know. I think a crying toddler might have me broken by lunchtime. I think I'm going to go with lost. What about you?
Absolutely. I would go with lost every time because you're not lost. Yeah. You're just on a journey to somewhere that you've not been before. Whereas with crying toddlers, I mean, we play a game. I don't know about you. We play a game of how many times in a theme park day we can hear parents say, "Stop crying, you're in the most magical place on earth."
That's so true.
That is
so true.
So yeah. Next one. Would you rather full face plant in front of your favourite character or accidentally spill your snack all over you?
No. We're not face planting. Listen, I'm the most clumsiest person in the world, but if I face planted in front of Mickey, I don't think I'd recover, Sarah. No, that just has to be a no.
You see, I've seen the videos. Have you seen the ones where there's a little girl and she's running towards Stitch and she falls and she face plants and then Stitch just falls over and joins in? I just think the interaction you get with a character for face planting would be just peak
I think that's cute. Yeah.
I would caveat that by saying face plant without seriously injuring myself, because nobody wants a visit to A&E at any time.
I just don't think I'd emotionally recover from it, Sarah. Spilling snacks, well, that's a given. That happens all the time. Spilling snacks, that's part of the experience. But no, I agree. I mean, if I could say, yeah, those characters would join in with me, then that would be great fun. But I don't think I'd emotionally recover from that.
No, I think I do know your answer to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather leave the park early and miss the chaos of the fireworks, or be the last person to leave the park?
You know my answer, don't you?
I do.
What's it going to be?
It's that you're going to stay. You're going to stay. Obviously,
the last person to leave the park. Listen, Sarah, you know me. I'm a open to close girl, right? So, and if I'm not limping out of Disney or Universal, and I've not got blisters on my feet, then have I really done Disney or Universal? No. So no, I'm there till the close. Yeah, no, I'll be the last one limping out, and I will be limping. Someone will have to help me.
Yeah. Whereas I have done both. I have done both. Yeah. I have left early to avoid trying to get out amidst the thousands of people pushing like a tidal wave up Main Street. But I have stayed late. And if you do stay late, you are rewarded by seeing the Kiss Goodnight, which is the last little show at the castle, which is basically Disney's nice way of saying, get out now, go home. You've been enough. Take your photographs and go. So I think that one, there isn't one for me. But anyway, that was a bit of a different one for a change.
That was really different. I liked that.
Yeah.
Tough, but I liked that.
Yeah. So we're now going to have a little bit of a chat, if that's all right with you, Sammie, a little bit of a chat about things that are suitable for preschoolers, toddlers, younger children, really, and have a little bit of a chat and see. So, Sammie, in your opinion, what are the most age-appropriate rides in Disney World? So, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. What would you say is the best ride in each park? Let's go for one each.
Well, it's definitely going to be It's a Small World, isn't it, in Magic Kingdom? You can't go to Magic Kingdom and say you've not been on It's a Small World. I mean, you will have that tune in your head for the rest of the day, so I suggest you do it later. But definitely got to do that one, right?
Absolutely you have. I'm going to caveat it by saying that actually there are not many rides in any of the Disney parks that are not that suitable. I mean, obviously your thrill rides, but they're not suitable for all, really. I mean,
absolutely.
You'll say the same. We took Evie on Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion when she was toddler, and I think it just depends on your child's not risk level, but on how they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, as parents, you know your children better than anyone else. So as long as they hit the height requirements, you go for it. We put our grandson on Tower of Terror when he was 4. You know, as long as they hit those height requirements, that's all that matters. If the child wants to go on, or you want to find out where their level is, you know, put them on it. Absolutely, because you're not going to know unless they try it.
Yeah, and there's the classic rides in Fantasyland like Dumbo and Winnie the Pooh is my favourite dark ride. I love Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Love Winnie the Pooh and things like that. They've just got so much to look at and they're bright. It's like Small World, isn't it? They're bright and they're colourful and things like that. And I will also say that things like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the drop looks far worse than it actually is. So a lot of children get freaked out because they stand outside with the parents and go, no, I'm not going on it, no. I have seen many a tantrum on children queuing for Tiana's, but the drop is nothing really. It looks far worse than it is. So again, it's one of those that you have to judge for you know do. On your family basis.
That one's just all about getting wet, and you will get wet. isn't it? And kids, hey, who doesn't love that as a child? Who doesn't love a water park, you know, a water ride even? So yeah, definitely that one.
What about in Epcot?
Oh, do you know, Epcot is just so different, isn't it? There's so much for children, I think, and so many different kind of attractions. Do you know one of the nicest ones I think is for kids is the talk with Crush. I absolutely love that. As an adult, I love that. But I love the interaction there with the children all sat on the floor, cross-legged, talking to Crush. You know, and I think that's the most magical experience as well. Kids definitely love that when Crush talks back to them and have a conversation. And he's dead funny, isn't he, as well? So, I think that's lovely.
Yeah. And again, in the seas, I really love the Nemo ride.
Yeah.
I love the Nemo ride, and I love like the end where they superimpose the characters into the aquarium, and the soundtrack's awesome as well. So that the Seas Pavilion is one of my favourite pavilions. Plus they've got the aquarium and things there, and lots of things for children to do, and they can meander about happily in there without being in the stroller, which is important too. Yeah. So I would go with that.
Yeah.
What about Hollywood Studios?
Hollywood Studios, it's got to be Toy Story Mania. Down in that Toy Story area, I mean, there's so much for children down there, isn't it? You've got Alien Swirling Saucers down there, you've got Toy Story Mania, which, by the way, I'm absolutely rubbish at. If you ever need an ego boost, just come with me on that ride, because you will win, 100%. I'm so rubbish at it. Even though cast members have told me the cheats and I still don't win. What's going on? But yeah, I think definitely that one. I think that's great fun. A bit of competition. So if you've got that competitive family as well, I think that's an amazing ride. There's always a bit of a queue. So I would definitely, if you're going to book like a Lightning Lane, I'd make sure you get that booked in, because it's always a bit of a queue, isn't it, down there?
I also love, and it's a show rather than a ride, you know, I love about Frozen. You know, I love me some Frozen ever after the show. Exactly. Because it's got all the elements for the kids, and it's into, you know, it's bright and it's colourful, and they've got bubbles and snow coming down from the ceiling, but they have in jokes for parents as well. So there is something for all the family that will just go over the children's heads. But I love the narrators in Frozen sing along, because they're very funny, and every show is completely different. So what about Animal Kingdom then? Let's remove the animals from the scenario. Let's just do...
I was going to say it's going to be the safari, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's just do rides, which we can include the safari because it's a ride.
Yeah. Let's get wet. Who doesn't like to get wet? Kids love getting wet, and it's a great way to cool yourself down. Carly River Rapids, you know, as long as they, and like I say, on all of these rides, whether it's Everest, you know, any of these rides, as long as they've got the right height restrictions, there's just so much to do in Animal Kingdom. People don't really realise, do they? You know, things that can take time. That Lion King show is amazing. That's, for me, that's better than Broadway. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But, you know, I think it's great. I think it's brilliant. No offence to those on Broadway. You're all amazing. But I do love that show, and I think that's great for all ages as well. What about you?
Yeah. See, I like the Lion King show, but I actually prefer the Nemo show.
Do you? Oh,
I do. I prefer the Nemo show, but I'm a more fishy underwater person. But yeah, I love the Nemo show, and it's all puppets and things. And again, air conditioned. Nice little sit down. That leads us on to the next thing then. So if we've got toddlers, preschoolers, where are some hidden places or less crowded that we can let them out of the strollers or, you know, pushchairs and let them just go free for a little minute? Where do you think?
Most parks have got little play areas, haven't they? You know, and you know, and some of those little play areas are great, and I think you can absolutely just let them go then. You can still keep your eye on them, but it gets them out their strollers, lets them, you know, stretch their legs, because let's face it, some kids in these strollers might still be 6, 7 or 8, because you're going to need strollers for those kids around the park, aren't you? Just let them go, let them run it off That's what
Yeah.
you've got to do, so that we're
Yeah.
not having those meltdowns in the parades and things like
Yeah.
that. How about the Moana bit as well in
Oh,
Epcot?
do you know what?
That's
Epcot is
incredible.
surprisingly one of my top picks for younger children. Don't
Yeah.
come at me, because I know it's got the reputation for being an adult park because of drinking around the world and things like that. But actually, it's got an awful lot of areas for children to go off and play. So you've got the Moana area. You've got we've said about the place in Living with the Seas.
Nemo's.
They
Yeah.
can go and run. Even all the gardens and things in World Showcase. So
Yeah.
you've got the gardens at the back of the UK pavilion, the
Yeah.
Canada pavilion, the Japan pavilion. Morocco is always not busy and uncrowded,
Yes.
and you can just sit back and they can just get out and have a little pootle. But yeah, Epcot, surprisingly, lots of things for younger children.
Yeah, there is.
Big
There is.
plus.
I think it's really coming into its own, Epcot, isn't it now? And it's really targeting all sorts of ages now, isn't it? As well. Whereas
Yeah.
before, like you said, it's more of an adult thing. But I think they've worked hard on Epcot to make that, just appealing to everyone.
Yeah. And of course, if you're going this year, they've got the Cool Kids Summer starting in May. Cool Kids Summer, I did a little bit of last year in Communicore Hall, and they have dance parties and you go and meet all your characters, and it's a lot of fun. So definitely look at that one
Awesome.
in Epcot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hollywood Studios, any hidden areas that we can think of there?
Well, who doesn't like marching with the soldiers in Toy Story Manias? Let's go back to there, and you've got lots of character meet around there as well. I think that's a lot of a safer area for you to let your kids run free a little bit, I think, down there. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's quite compact, isn't it, as well?
Same with Hollywood Studios. It's probably the one that hasn't got as much places where you can let them go at the moment, because obviously they've closed the Disney Junior Playhouse and things
Yes.
like that to be redone. I think when that's ready to be reopened, that will be the place to go. That will be the place to go for preschoolers.
Yeah, for sure.
But Animal Kingdom's got all the little pathways and things behind the Tree of Life and all that kind of thing,
Yeah.
hasn't it? And again, is undergoing a period of refurbishment, so I'm sure when that's all
course.
refurbed, there will be far more, because obviously we've lost the Dino Boneyard play area, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be something back in its place soon.
There's lots of little things, isn't there? Go and do your drum beating and things like that. So there's
Yeah.
lots of little things like that as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. So we've already spoken about snacks. We're going full on meals now. So what restaurants would you recommend that are more interactive, shall we say, that are not sit down shh? I mean, no restaurant in Disney is sit down and shh. Well, there is, but not many. But yeah, where do you think the interactive elements that kids will enjoy?
How about the one in Toy Story? Let's go to that one. That one's great, isn't it? And the rodeo barbecue one, that roundup rodeo, that one's amazing, isn't it? When
Yeah.
they shout Andy's coming and everyone has to be silent, just stop what you're doing,
Yeah.
like that. And I think the kids love that. Such a giggle afterwards as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
What about you?
My favourite one, and it is a
Yeah.
lot of fun. You have to go with the right sensibility, but it's the Whispering Canyon Cafe in Fort Wilderness. So the servers there, it's kind of based on chaos. So they have little in-joke things where the servers, if you ask them for ketchup, everybody from every table in the restaurant brings you a bottle of ketchup, and they put them all on the table, and you end up with like 30 bottles of ketchup. You ask for a straw, the server will throw 30 straws at you. It's just completely... They have hobby horse racing. It's completely interactive and just so much fun, and is a real hidden gem, I think. A real hidden gem, that one. And it's only a boat ride away from Magic Kingdom, so you can go get the boat from Magic Kingdom to Fort Wilderness for an hour and then go back and enjoy your day. So that one is I love Whispering Canyon. And also one of my grown-up favourites is the Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios. again
Oh,
because
don't.
of the
I love
because of
it.
if you get a good server who is so interactive with you, so all the servers pretend to be your
Yeah.
big brother and big sister, and you have to
Yeah.
have completely impeccable table manners, no elbows on the table because they will tell you off, eat all your greens. I hold my hand up, I have been sent and stood in the corner for not eating my green beans. And just on the topic of character meals, because obviously character meals are lots of fun for the children. They get to meet their favourite characters without standing in lines for hours. They get hugs, kisses, autographs. It's amazing. I'm just going to say there are different levels of loudness with character meals. Some of them
Oh,
are
yes.
very, very loud. So if you have children that can get
Agreed.
overstimulated very easily or don't like the noise and things like that, it's worth doing some research and just seeing which are the very, very noisy character
I
meals. Would you agree,
agree.
Sammy?
I agree, and I don't know about you, Sarah, but I found Chef Mickey's to be very loud, very loud. So I'd probably go somewhere a bit. If you've got sensory issues, or anyone with sensory issues, could probably go a bit more smaller. Maybe like Cape May
Yeah,
at the beach club. You know, that's a bit quieter over there, isn't it? Still the same
yeah,
kind of characters as well, so you're not missing out or anything. Food's delicious no matter where you go.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a very good point, actually, Sarah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And top tip for if you're booking character
Yeah.
dining and it's a swap over between kind of breakfast and lunch or like Topolino's where they don't do character dining after lunch for dinner time and things like that is to book the last possible time you can get for breakfast, which can be like 5 to 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because then the restaurant is empty, they're not accepting anybody new, so you and your children will get far more character interaction because the characters are just there doing nothing. So,
Yeah.
Sarah's top
I love
tip,
it.
book the last possible time. Obviously, we were talking about food, so lots of parents struggle with picky eaters, allergies, things like that. Any recommendations we can pass on for those ones, Sammy?
Mobile food ordering, Sarah, because you can do that while you're sat in your hotel before you even go to the park. So you've got plenty of time to think about what's best for your child. And on those mobile food orderings, they've actually got an allergy section, which I think is incredible. My daughter has allergies, many of them. So this works fantastic. You can go onto the mobile food ordering, click on the allergy section, you can tick what the allergy is, and they've got everything on there: peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, all sorts on there, milk, and you can tick it and it will just only then show you the food that's applicable to you. And when you go to collect that as well, if you have allergies, when you go to collect it, it's all sealed. It's all cooked in a different area to make sure it's all allergy free, so you can eat with confidence where you've got allergies. And picky eaters, again, mobile food ordering, you can flick through that. There's nothing worse, is there, than standing there trying to order something when you've got a picky eater going on and they won't have that, they won't have that, and you
Yeah,
feel the pressure, don't you, as well? So I just
yeah,
think, take that pressure away, get the app out, mobile food order. It's the same with Universal, they've got mobile
yeah.
food ordering as well. It's incredible. That's my top tip.
Um, so we've eaten,
Yep.
we've stuffed our little faces. It's raining, Sammy. It's one of those Florida tropical downpours, and it's absolutely tipping it down. Are we leaving the park?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm there till the end, Sarah.
No.
Go and stand in the shop for 5 minutes. Listen, that rain's going to pass. So many people actually leave the park when it rains. Well, that's the best time to get on the rides, because those queues have just diminished. Don't be afraid of a bit of water. You're going to dry off in 10 minutes. 20 minutes after it's rained, you're never going to know it's rained. All the water's gone. That's my tip. Either, if you don't like to get absolutely soaking wet, just go and stand in the shop while it passes, or get on the rides. Get on the rides because
Yeah.
the queues have gone.
Worst for me is the extreme heat. Is the heat and
Oh
the
yeah,
humidity
I
in Florida because that
hundred
drains you.
percent, 100%. Do you know some of my favourite memories have been in the rain, Sarah.
Yeah.
Some of my favourite memories, because everyone's cooling down and they're actually welcoming that rain. You know, because especially if you're going in summer, it's so humid, isn't it? You just can't, you know, for me, I'm sweating, it's uncomfortable for me, so I'm welcoming that rain when it happens. But yeah, some of our best memories have been in that rain.
Yeah, which is kind of going to bring me on to my next point about strollers and pushchairs and things
Yeah.
like that, is don't think that just because your child doesn't use a pushchair at home and hasn't used one for years, that they wouldn't benefit or shouldn't use one in Orlando. It is extremely hot and extremely humid, and that drains everybody. It drains me as an adult, and it drains children really, really quickly. So they might be 6, they might be 7, they might be 8, and they haven't used a pushchair for 4 years. Don't be afraid to use that stroller, use that pushchair, because you will be
Absolutely.
so grateful for it, because it means you can carry on with your day rather than giving up and going
Oh.
home. Carry on with your day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As an adult, I'm saying, can I get in there with you at times? You know, I don't, yeah, absolutely. And we said that earlier, didn't we? 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter. These parks are massive. That sun zaps you, doesn't it? You know, you've just got to take these rests where you can. And with a stroller, at least if they nod off for 5 minutes, you know, that doesn't matter, does it? You know, and they'll be really refreshed when they then wake up and they've had that little nana nap, and they'll be raring to go again. And it just helps, doesn't it? Absolutely go and get them. You know, and for your bigger ones, you know, you can go and hire a wheelchair. You don't have to be disabled to go and have a wheelchair. If you feel that person is going to need rest, then absolutely go and do it. If they're older, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, and
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody is aware, but obviously in Orlando, it's a huge tourist place. There are, if you don't have a pushchair and you don't want to go out and buy a pushchair because your child's been out of them for years, there are companies in Orlando that will hire them. So yes, the parks have them, and yes, you can hire them by the day. If you want them for a fortnight, then it's possibly cheaper to go and look at the companies that will hire strollers, hire wheelchairs, mobility scooters. They'll deliver them to your hotel room, and then you can just hand it back when you're done. And you know, that's really useful thing to do. Whilst we're talking about strollers as well, Disney have very strict rules on the size of strollers. So they don't allow very, very big ones, and I've looked it up this morning. Nothing greater than 31 inches, 79 centimetres, by 52 inches, 132 centimetres. That rules out a lot of the big double ones. So if you've got one of those,
doesn't it? Yeah.
might be worth just looking at hiring something else. They also don't allow the wagon styles, which I like, because they like big tanks for me. I'm not a fan. So they don't allow those. So if you've got one of those, forget that one. You're not taking it. So now we're going to go on to the segment where you ask us anything, any question you like. Nothing is off the limits. And we will try and answer it on our next section. So we've had a question from one of our lovely listeners, Matthew. And Matthew asks, let me get his question. He says, hey guys, I'm going next May/June for 18 days to Orlando. My wife and I, along with our 3 kids aged between 5 and 9, were wondering how much spending money would be needed to have a great trip.
Right, that age-old question. That all depends, doesn't it? It depends on a lot of factors, really. It depends on what your budget is, for a start. You know, where do you like to eat? Those kind of things. Are you more on the self-serve? Are you more on the let's sit down and have a table meal? I think it always depends. I always like to think, I don't know about you, Sarah, but I always like to think if you've got at least $150 per person per day, I think that's a great starting area. You've got to think of breakfast, lunch, dinner, before you've even started on merch. Don't get me started on merch, Sarah. So I think you should start with at least $150 per person per day. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think food has risen in cost.
Yes.
It's still slightly cheaper than to eat in the UK, but it has risen in cost. So, and again, it depends. Are you a family that eats breakfast, lunch and dinner? Are you a family that just can do breakfast and then not really snack and then eat at dinner? It's a very, very subjective question. I break it down into per person per day, but then I will also break it down to food money and other spending money. And I think that's really important for kids, to give them a budget for, this is what you can go and spend on bubble ones and whatever else per day. And once you've spent that money, that's it. That's your money. You spend it on what you want, but that's it. And give them that budget and say, yes, you can have it, but that's it. So I have my food pot that is safe, and then I have my merch pot.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point. I think you've got to work out, Matthew, what kind of budget you're looking at for your children to buy things, to buy their teddies, to buy their bubble ones and things like that. Make sure you've got the luggage room to bring them all home as well. But I would say maybe you could, at the start of your holiday, buy the children a gift card. You know, they can get little ones that you can put around your wrist, or you can hold the gift card. You can do it at Disney, you can do it at Universal, and you could say something at the beginning of their holiday, that has been set aside for you, you know, and then you know how much they've got, and then the rest of it is everything that you need. You can work out roughly what you need. Like Sarah said, depending on what you're going to eat during the day, do you eat breakfast, do you eat lunch? I mean, I'm not a 3 meals a day girl, but some people are. So I think it's just working that out. Again, let's go back to these mobile food apps. They've got menus on there with prices. So again, it's in the planning. You can have a look at these apps, work out roughly, you don't have to work out what you're going to eat in 6 months' time, but you'd have an idea of what it's going to cost you per meal. Work that out, how many meals you're likely to have, and then allow yourself extras. Don't forget, you've got those hidden extras we talked about before. You've got tips to think about on there. You know, you've got car parking charges to think about on there. You know, we discussed that before, didn't we? All these hidden tips, lightning lanes, express passes if you're going to go for those. So I think it's just in your head, just kind of work out what your family would like. Do you want the lightning lanes? How many days are you going to likely to be parking your car in these theme parks? And work all that out as well. But I'd say $150 to $200 per person per day. I think you've got a good starting range.
Yeah. This is providing you've already purchased your tickets through attractiontickets.com, and you don't have to worry about buying
already and done that. Yeah, absolutely. Matthew, if you haven't, give us a call.
Give us a call, we'll sort you out. So, moving on to our final section of Jump the Queue. It's our loudspeaker announcements. Sammie, what news have we got in the world of Disney and Universal?
Well, of course, on our last podcast, of course, we announced the world of Frozen. But this week, yet again, for the second year running, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon are both going to be open during the summer. Oh, this has been long awaited, hasn't it? You know, they haven't had them both open since COVID, apart from last summer. So this was amazing. I know they trialled it. Obviously, it worked, because they're doing it again. So for the summer, from May the 26th till September the 8th, they're going to have them both open, both Blizzard Beach and both Typhoon Lagoons. If you've got our UK tickets and you've got both water parks, so that'd be great. I know we've spent years telling people whichever one is open. Well, for you guys, they're both open. Go and experience them both. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, lots of good things on the horizon to come. But thank you so much all for listening. And don't forget to please like and subscribe. We're giving you as many tips as we possibly can, so it's really worth following along with us. Don't miss an upcoming episode. We've got some very special guests joining us in future episodes. And please don't forget, any questions at all, please give us an email at jumpthequeue@attractiontickets.com, and you can hear your question read out. We'll give you a little shout out on one of our future episodes. Thank you all so much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Absolutely. See you soon. Like, subscribe, share, whatever it is we say nowadays. But leave us a review as well. Yeah, that'd be really nice. Bye, everyone.
Bye.